Hello and welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for taking a time out and being here on a Saturday morning. I am Devarsh Vakil, Deputy Head for Retail Research. I'm joined by my colleague Nandish Shah, Senior Derivative Analyst. Hi Nandish.
Hello friends, welcome to this webinar.
And also by Vinay Rajani, our Senior Technical Analyst. Hello Vinay.
Hello everyone, good morning all of you and welcome to this webinar.
Right. So we have been tracking Indian markets for many years, global markets for last 13-14 years, and we all have been tracking Indian markets quite closely. We all have seen multiple bull and bear market cycles in India. We have seen the pendulum swing both ways in the market. There are phases of extreme pessimism and there are some phases where we see that the stock price get decimated. There are also phases of extreme euphoria in the market. We have seen stock prices go through the roof. Stocks create unimaginable wealth for their holders. And in such phases, we have seen that no amount of negative news impact the stock prices. So it is important to know what kind of phase are we in the market. It is important to study history and try to determine where we are in the current phase of markets. So we thought it was a great idea to share our experience with our viewers. We want to put all on a same equal healing. We want to put the fall of 2020 in perspective. We want to compare this fall with the global bear phases. We want to compare how this fall of 2020 is passing through compared to historical bear markets. We also want to study the derivative markets and try to ascertain what signal that derivative market is giving us right now. So if this is the broad agenda for the day today, if time permits, we are going to also take question at the end of the scene, at the end of the webinar. So please type the questions in the question mark section of the screen and ask your questions. So broad agenda for the day is, will this bear market end soon? How this bear market compare with the other bear markets of India and abroad, and what derivative data is suggesting us. So let's rewind, go back in the history. Let's go to 2008, fall of 2008, and see what was the situation in 2008. So in 2008, we saw it was a brutal bear market. We saw stock prices getting disseminated. It was the steepest fall in Indian stock markets. The Sensex, which was trading at 21,206, fell to 7,697. A steep 64% fall in Indian markets. The mid cap index fell 75%. Small cap index fell 80%. So it was a very bad phase for Indian markets. It lasted for 15 months and it took about 72 months to recover. So this was a severe and very brutal fall of 2008. Now the question comes to mind whether this bear market of 2020 is just like 2008, and how does this 2020 fall compare with previous historical bear markets of India. I'm inviting Vinay, technical analyst, to share his findings. Vinay, over to you.
Devarji, please allow me to share my screen option.
Okay. Vinay, please go ahead.
Yeah. So good morning, friends. I am Vinay Rajani. I hope you all are in best of your health. Friends, there are three types of markets: bull markets, bear markets, and range bound markets, or consolidating market, you can say. So it is very important for all of us to know that in which phase we are currently in and which approach we should incorporate to earn the money from the stock market. So I'll take you through the technical perspective of Indian markets, and we will go into the detail of history of bear phases which we have seen in the history of Indian markets. Technical analysis is built up of the assumption that history repeats itself. giving respect to this belief, we have brought to you the detailed analysis of historical bear market, which we have seen in the India as well as in US markets. I'll take you through the details of Indian historical bear markets. Where are we right now in comparison with those bear markets? How different parameters and factors develops over these bear markets, and how can we interpret those data and that patterns to take a decision regarding the trading and investment and regarding the portfolio allocation for your investment. So let's start the presentation first. Friends, this is the first slide which shows the history of Indian as well as US major bear markets which we saw in the history and recoveries after that. So the first table shows that except this whatever scenario we are passing through of 2020, the bear market started in January 2020 and it has been 3 to 4 months of this bear market. Before this market, we saw 3 major bear markets when we saw fall more than 39%. Right now we have seen a fall of 39%. So we have taken the bear market, historical bear markets which fell more than 39%. So first instance was there in 1992, which is also named as a Harshad Mehta Mandi, and in that fall we saw a 56% fall in the Sensex. This bear market started in April 1992 and ended in April 1993. So it lasted for 13 months. So you can say that 1992 bear market lasted for 13 months. In 2000, which was the longest duration bear market we can say, in February 2000 we saw this top was formed at 6150 level in Sensex, and after that we saw a bottom in September 2001 which was 2595. So total fall of 58% in Sensex during 2000-2001 fall. It took around 20 months of the entire bear market. So it took more than 1992 fall. So duration was 20 months. In 2008 was the altogether different. It was the steepest and the largest fall. In 2008, we saw 64% fall in the Sensex. The fall started in January 2008 and ended in October 2008. So this fall was lasted in 10 months. So it is the steepest fall you can say. In 10 months, Sensex eroded around 64%. And as Devarshbhai told, that mid cap fell around 76% and small cap fell around 80% in this bear phase. Now, it is also important to know that where this top was reclaimed. In 1992, the top was reclaimed after 29 months. In year 2000 fall, we saw that top was reclaimed after 50 months. And in 2008, 21,200 was the top. This top was again seen in December 2013. That means it took around 72 months to recover and reclaim the previous top level, which was there in 2008. So this is the behavior of the Indian bear markets. And now we are currently we have completed around 4 months in the 2020. The bear phase started in January 2020, and the bottom of 7511 was made in March 2020. So it took around 3 months, and we don't know exactly at what date or in which month or year it will again reclaim that previous top level or previous all-time high level. So we need to analyze the data of previous bear markets, and we will be able to come out with a conclusion that what should we do in this current situation. Now, the below table indicates that the historical bear phases in US S&P 500 index. Now, as I can see, you can see we have a longer history and longer time frame for the S&P 500 index of the US market. Now, what I have observed is that if we take an example of 2008 markets, US market actually lasted longer than the Indian bear phase. You can see here, like in Indian bear markets, 2008 bear phase lasted for 10 months, but in US this 2008 fall was lasted for 17 months. So it took longer to US market to remain in the bear phase. If we were to compare it with the 2000 fall, then Indian market took around 20 months, spent around 20 months in the bear phase in 2000 time, where if we compare it with the US market in 2000, the same period, it took around 31 months. So Indian US market spent around 31 months against the 20 month of the Indian markets. So the observation has been that US market once enters into the bear phase, it remains into bear phase longer than the Indian bear markets. Let us go through the second slide. This is a sectoral performance during, before, during, and after bear market. So it is important to know that which sectors are actually performing and which sectors are underperforming before, during, and after the bear phases. Now, as we see 2020, the current scenario, we saw that from the 2016 to 2020, banks and reality sector was the major outperformer. If you want to go through the performance of 2016 to 20, then reality banks were the outperformer. They gave nice returns to the investors. But during the fall, you can see from January 2020 to March 2020, metal was the underperformer, which fell around 51% in 2020. The current scenario, reality fell around 50%, and banks have fallen by 50%. So the sector which was performing earlier, like banks, reality, have beaten down significantly during the fall. Now let us look at the outperformer sector in this fall. In 2020 scenario, healthcare has fallen less by 24%, FMCG has fallen 29%, and IT sector has fallen by 33%. So these sectors have outperforming by falling less. Now in 2008, going back to the history, in 2008, what happened? This was a financial crisis over the developed markets like Europe and US. We saw that during the phase of 2006-2007, infrastructure and real estate sector was performing very well. The stock like DLF, Unitech had given significant returns to the investor, and these stocks went 10 times, 12 times even from the bottom. So they outperformed significantly before the bear market started. And we during the bear market, which started in January 2008, we saw that from January 2008 to October 2008, metal fell by 81%, reality fell by 89%, which was whopping, and consumer durable fell by 74%. So in this case also, we can see that the reality and infrastructure sector, which was performing very well before the fall, they actually fell significantly and underperformed with a huge margin compared to the other sector. And while in the outperformer sector during the fall was the FMCG. As you can see here, FMCG is outperforming here. FMCG fell by 39%, healthcare 42%, and IT 48%. So they have outperformed during the fall. The important observation, and it is very important for all of us to know, that when market recovers, which sectors are performing. So in 2008, when it made a bottom in October 2008 and reclaimed that previous top in December 2013. So we took the period of October 2008 to December 2013. So during this 72 months, we have fetched the data for the various sector, which sector actually performed when market started rising. So we came to the conclusion that auto sector, which gave around 4.5 times return from the bottom of October 2008, FMCG gave 3.2 times return, IT 2.9 times, and healthcare for 2.8 times. That means these FMCG, IT, and healthcare sector were the sectors which actually fell less while market was falling and actually outperformed when market was rising. So it is safe to say that these IT, healthcare, and FMCG sectors are the sectors which can be considered as a safe haven also, and you can consider it as a high beta also in when market recovers and reclaim the previous top levels. So these are the sectors which have given significant returns to the investor, and if you keep a larger portion of the investment into your portfolio in these sectors like FMCG, IT, and healthcare, it is bound to give you a better returns than the other sectors. Now in 2000 .com bubble, IT performed very well. We were seeing that stock like Satyam, stock like HCL Tech, Infosys were performing very well before the fall. And in this, once the fall started, we saw that IT index fell significantly. Almost the stocks fell by 80 to 90%. Auto index also fell by 65%. we do not have the data as the other indexes, the other benchmark indices started trading on the exchanges after 2005 only. So we do not have the data for the 2000 which sector actually outperformed. But one thing is clear, that the sector which is outperforming before the start of bear market is actually falling significantly during the bear market. So you have to keep in mind that in the present scenario we have seen outperformance from banks and reality. So it is very important to remain cautious in this sector, because before we don't know whether we have made the bottom or not. So we are expecting these sectors, reality and banks, to underperform in the coming times. Now these are the historical retracement during the Indian bear markets. Now it is important to know that what is retracement. Retracement is nothing but the move up against the original trend. If market is into a original downtrend, if it recovers and makes the lower top, then it can be considered as a retracement. Let me show you in the exact software, technical software through which you can see. Here is the 2008 market. This was the top was of Sensex, which was made in January 2008. Now it initially fell from 21,200 to around 15,500 by the month of January itself, and then it recovered. So from bottom to this level, it is one retracement, you can say. Then again it fell, breached the previous bottom, and again it recovered. So this recovery is considered to be as a retracement of the overall original trend of the downtrend. So again it fell, again it retraced, again it fell, and completed the total fall of 64% in the Sensex. So the retracement is the move against the original trend, you can say. Now observation has been that in 1992 we saw a first retracement which came, and a retracement was 46%. In 2001 the first retracement was for 53%. In 2008 first retracement was 61%. So friends, whatever fall you see initially, even if market recovers by 61% retracement, we can't say that we are out of woods. There could be a chances of a resumption of a downtrend even after showing a retracement of 61%. Currently in present scenario in 2020 we have seen a retracement of 50%, so which is matching with the previous retracement, first round of retracement. So in 2008 we saw a three such retracement. It was the steepest fall and largest fall in 2008. So in that case we saw a three retracement. But while if we compare it with present scenario, we have seen only one retracement, which is of 50%. This is 50% from 7511 to 9889. So we have seen a first round of retracement, but history suggests that in the bear phases there are bound to be two rounds of retracement, 3 rounds of retracement. So we are not even halfway mark of the if we have to compare with the previous history of the retracements. We'll talk about in detail in the next slides about this. Now this is the chart which shows where Indian markets are placed at present as compared to the historical bear markets of 1992, 2000 and 2008. Now these lines are actually taken from the data of starting of the bear market, ending of the bear market. So the green line, as you can see, is the year 2000 bear market. As you can see, this green line is the longest line, which means that it lasted for the longer period. I already discussed that it took around 20 months to Indian market spent around 20 months in the phase of 2000 bear phase. And 1992, which is the yellow line, it spent lesser time, 13 months, and in 2008 we saw 10 months duration. And this is important. This red line, where are we right now? This red line indicates that we have not even reached the halfway mark if we were to see the intensity of the fall and if we were to see the duration of the fall. So if we were to compare it with 1992 and 2008 also, which took around 10 months to 13 months in the duration, we have just completed 3 to 4 months. So it has not even reached the halfway mark. So we cannot, according to this data, we can say that Indian markets are yet not out of woods, and we may spend more times in this bear phase. Now next slide. This is one more observation which is important. Consolidation follows the bear market. Now we can see that this is the phase of 2000. during which September 2001 was the bottom date after 2000 fall, and after that Sensex spent around 21 months without any direction. It went up, again came down, went up, again came down. People were a lot not making money in the trading as well as investment. Lot of uncertainties were there. So this type of consolidation we can expect after the bear phase. Here also in 2000 case we can see that here this is January 2008 top, this is the October 2008 bottom, and after that around we spent around 6 months in consolidation where there was no movement at all. It was going up, coming down, going up, coming down, and ultimately we saw bottom was formed in March 2009, from where we saw a significant recovery. So after the significant fall we may spend more time in consolidation also. So this is one of the fact which is there in the bear markets. After the bear market completes the percentage fall, and it takes time to recover significantly. A V-shaped recovery you can only expect after the consolidation. Now this is one of the parameter which works very well if you were to examine that whether we are into bear phase or bull phase. So we have analyzed the stocks of entire BSE, which gives us the data that how many stocks are above 200 DMA during the bear phases. So this is the table which you can see here. This table shows that in 2020 recently, when 7511 was the bottom, 11% of the stocks were above 200 DMA. So this was a very less number, you can say oversold market. In 2009 March, when bottom was made, only 2% of the stocks from entire BSE were below were above 200 DMA. So this is extremely oversold condition. And in 2001 also, if we were to see all BSE stocks, we can see here that 6% stocks were above 200 DMA. So any percentage below 20% above 200 for above 200 DMA is the oversold condition. So here you can see the chart which shows that in 2020, here this is the phase. Right now our number of stocks above 200 DMA is below 20%. That means overall market breadth is oversold. So we might see recovery in the mid caps and small caps in the coming times. For the coming times that could remain short-lived, but at least breadth wise we are quite oversold. And compared to the history in 2008, 2011, 2013 and even 2016, when this similar kind of situation happened, we saw significant recovery in the markets. So this data suggests that breadth wise we can recover in the coming times for the shorter period. I am not saying for the longer period, but at least for the shorter period we can expect some recovery. Now same way, number of 52-week high low, 52-week high against the 52-week low, this also gives the indication how overall market performs in the bear phases. Here you can see that 2008 scenario, these are the 2 quarters of 2008, where you can see the red bar which shows the 52-week lows. So this was the longest bar, you can say. There was no 52-week highs during this period. But if you were to see the current situation in 2020, these red bars are very small compared to 2008. But if we see a scenario of 2018, then we can see a long bars like 2008. So as far as overall market breadth is concerned, mid caps, small caps are concerned, I think the worst we already seen, not in 2020 but in 2018. So 2018 was much bad for the breadth of the market if we were to compare it with 2008. So similar kind of situation we already seen in 2018, and right now we are just consolidating as far as this 52-week high and lows are concerned. Now this is US markets fall. Friends, now we believe that 2020 fall of US market is more comparable with 1987 scenario. Most of the people are comparing this US market fall with the 2008, but we believe that we should compare US market fall with the 1987. Here are the examples why we are believing that. Now in the left side you can see that there is a fall in 1987. The top was made around in August 1987, and it took around 3 months to fall around 40%. So in August, from August 1987 to October 1987. So it took around 3 months to fall 40%. And in the present scenario also we can see that in January 2020 US market made a top, and in March 2020 it made a bottom. So here also in 3 months it is falling the same in the same duration also. So right now we fell 39% compared to 40% of 1987 US markets, and it spent the same duration as compared to the 1987. And now we have seen that in 1987 it took 2 years to complete the bear phase, recover the entire bear phase, and we reclaim of the previous top was done after the 2 years. And we have already seen that US markets have been outperforming and retraced more than 60% of the entire fall started from January 2020. Now again back to the Indian markets and the sectors. We are expecting banks to underperform and pharma sector to outperform. This is the reason we can see that Nifty Bank monthly chart. On the left side you can see this is a Bank Nifty monthly chart. This has the broken long-term trend. So this is a price chart of Bank Nifty, and on the downside you can see relative strength of Bank Nifty against the Nifty. Now here also we can see that there is a trend breakdown. So if you compare relative strength of Bank Nifty with the Nifty, it has broken down the long-term trend. So which shows that underperformance of banks and banking and finance sector will continue to be there, and we cannot say that these banks have made their bottom. Actually they can continue to underperform in the current market situation. On the reverse side we see a reverse situation. Pharma has actually broken out from the long-term price charts. This is the monthly chart of pharma index. It has given a clear-cut trend breakout, and in terms of relative strength also we can see that against the Nifty, pharma sector has started outperforming, and this outperformance can continue for the medium to longer time frame. So it is very important that you should have higher exposure in the pharma sector in your portfolio, so that you can outperform the overall market and the benchmark indices. Now friends, let's go through the observation which I've shared through the slide. Before present scenario, Indian market witnessed around 3 major bear phases in year 1992, 2000 and 2008. Biggest percentage fall was seen during year 2008 when Sensex plunged around 64%. Longest bear market was seen in year 2000-2001 when it sustained for 20 months with a fall of 58%. IT, healthcare and FMCG remains the resilient during bear markets and outperforms during the recovery. So it is very important that you should have exposure in such scenario in the sectors like IT, healthcare and FMCG. Metal, real estate and infra sector remains the most vulnerable during the bear markets. So if we are into bear market and if we are even into a consolidation, these sectors can significantly underperform, and it will take higher time for this sector to recover and reclaim their previous top. So it would be better to stay away from these sectors. Market witnesses retracement of more than 45%. Right now we have retraced 50%. Then makes a lower top followed by the resumption of a downtrend. So it might happen that market can show some recovery and again fall back. So history suggests that there are more retracement in the history. So we cannot rule out the resumption of a downtrend considering the historical bear markets. At least 2 tops and lower bottoms have been observed in the major bear markets. I took you to the slide of retracement, which indicates that there are at least two rounds of retracement in the 2008, 2000 and 1992 scenario. So in this case we have retraced only one time, so we cannot rule out the possibility of second round of retracement and resumption of an overall downtrend. Even after retracing 61%, markets could resume the downtrend. In 2008 we saw a 61% retracement, and again Nifty broke that level and fell and resumed the downtrend. So if we were to consider 61.8% retracement of the entire fall in the present situation, then the 61.8% retracement comes at 10,550. So even if you were to recover up to that level in Nifty, it would be completing 61%. So even after completing 61%, we can fall for again and broke the low which was seen earlier. So this is one of the possibility I'm sharing. If stocks above 200 DMA goes below 20%, it leads to bounce in the market. So at present, Indian markets are in such scenario. We can see some recoveries in mid cap, small cap, because we believe that breadth parameters are quite oversold and we may see recovery in the shorter time. A number of 52-week high lows indicates the breadth has seen worst in year 2018. So this time mid caps and small cap can do better than compared to 2018 scenario. US market relatively strong, they can outperform Indian markets, could behave differently than Asian markets. We are seeing that Hong Kong is performing altogether different and US markets are performing altogether different. So there could be a coupling in amongst the global indices and compared to Indian markets also. The sector which outperforms before the start of the bear market witnesses heavy selling during the bear market. So banks and real estate have performed very well during 2016 to 2020. Now we can expect them to underperform. In present scenario, banks and finance soared before the start of the bear markets, and now relative strength of the bank is going down. Relative strength of pharma is going up against Nifty, and sector could continue to outperform. Sectors like realty, banks and finance can fall more than proportionate and yet to make the bottom, long-term bottom we can say. Retesting previous top levels in the index does not assure your investment to grow in the same manner. So it is very important that you select the right sector and quality sector or stocks in your portfolio. Selection of right sector and investing in systematic way could generate good returns even after the bear market gets over. So if you select the right sector and the outperformer sector, you will be able to outperform the benchmark indices. Market usually consolidates for some months between end of the bearish market and start of the bullish trend. The same I showed after 2008 fall, October 2008 to March 2009. So market has the potential to consolidate also. So we believe that technically we are in through that phase when consolidation used to occur. So that is from my side, and now